Every single video on this channel is going to make you smarter. That's why you should subscribe and hit the bell icon. Considering the fact that you're in a stable relationship right now, how much of a role does that play in your professional life? Like to just balance shit out, to kind of, tell you that you're not actually as bad as you think you are, or to just to just calm down your head. Does that play any kind of role?
Yeah, of course, man. And I think not just me, for anybody, whether you have professional goals or not, and it's just uh, a stable relationship just makes you happier. I think. I mean, from what I've seen, and I've been in a couple in my lifetime, and it's definitely a phase which is has a lot of personal comfort, and there's a lot of positive reinforcement from the other side, which, like you said, makes you feel better about yourself. So a lot of the toxic ways you could be looking for validation from the outside world gets replaced by a more healthier form of validation from your partner.
Can you explain this? Like, this is a very cool thing you said, but I just want you to break it down a little more. This toxic versus
it's
positive.
it's like, man, I think almost everybody out there is a bit insecure. We're all insecure. Actually, we all have certain insecurities in different aspects, and I think that we're all, and because of that, we're seeking validation. And there's so many forms of seeking validation, and it could be just a night out with your friends and getting really drunk, or excessive use of social media, or in today's world, or just indulging in activities that feel uh, give you joy in the moment but actually are not healthy in the long term. I mean, there's so many examples, right? Versus I think and we need that actually to a certain degree. And uh, I think if you have the right partner, it just they will not you will not need those toxic forms of validation anymore. You'll get a much healthier form, because that's the point, right? I mean, of family and friends and loved ones around you. One of the points, at least, is to uh, somebody there telling you that look, you are a really good person. You don't be hard on yourself. And I do that for my friends and my family sometimes, and they do that for me sometimes when I have my low moment. When I have a low moment and I'm being really self-hateful, my girlfriend will tell me that dude, chill out. Things are not that bad, and she'll show me the right side, and she'll me you know why I am a good person, and that gives me perspective. So I think it's a really it's another another way of kind of really centering and grounding yourself. I feel like it just makes you uh it takes off all those other pressures, so you can focus on what really matters, which in my case is writing a really good song, so I can actually focus on that and do that. So
Yeah. Dude, good and bad are subjective words. Like when you say that something's good, it's in your head, you've already compared it to probably a so called bad moment from your past, or, from your reference points. So, dude, like, why do you say that your current relationship is good? Like, what constitutes a happy, positive relationship in the now, other than what you just said about, that person fills up that one insecurity void, or whatever you want to call it? What else like constitutes a positive, happy relationship?
yeah, and definitely that's just one of the things. Again, man, really personal question, in the sense that hard to answer. I think it's a personal choice. It differs from person to person. uh, I think you need to kind of look. There's not a simple answer for this. You need to kind of look within yourself to know what you want, from your partner. I think for me, it's definitely the. I mean, there's one aspect which is just kind of instinctive, where you feel comfortable with the other person. You kind of trust them instinctively. That's really, really important. If I can't trust the other person, then I cannot be in a serious relationship with somebody I can't trust. And that is a straight up because, and I feel like that's probably for everybody. I mean, obviously that's such an important thing. And I think somebody who kind of helps you grow, who you see yourself growing with, and who pushes, and that I think is a personal thing. I'm the kind of person who wants to be a better person tomorrow in every way,
Mm.
and I want to be with somebody who pushes that, versus like, and that has nothing to do with the other person being a good person or a bad person. It's just like, I think it's how like your energies interact and how you like kind of like the dynamic between the two people. Some people who are just like symbiotic like this, like they really push each other in a healthy way in the right direction. And I would hope to be in, you know, a relationship of that
Yeah.
sort. I think that's the ideal thing.